First of all, I'd like to give credit to Florida Southern. They played last night in Gainesville against Florida. For those guys who travel to be ready to play, it's not an easy thing to do. It reminds me of my days playing in the CBA, traveling 8, 10, 12 hours. But the way they came out and competed and played, just a credit to that program and Coach Jarnell. Really pushed the ball. The one thing I wanted when we played against those guys that I liked about him was Coach has done a great job for years with his teams. But the thing I was impressed about was the way they pushed the ball. They do a tremendous job in pushing the ball without turning it over. So that was very impressive. I thought our guys did a better job in the second half, really settling down on the defensive side of the ball. And what we try to do in exhibition games, we try to run motion offense without calling any plays, which is probably the toughest offense to defend, probably the toughest offense to be able to do without calling plays. I thought we did a better job in the second half. We didn't do a very good job in the first half of getting the ball inside to Jarnell and Jerron. So we got to do a better job of that in practice. And I thought they just ate us up in the first half defensive, just really attacking the baseline. I think part of that, not to make any excuses for our guys, was probably more of our approach as a coaching staff on the charge call and the rule. Because if you can't get there in time, you know, the new rule the way it is, it's probably a block. So I thought we were there about 4 or 5 times, but we're hesitant to step up and take that charge. So, and the thing I told our guys in the second half, just play it like let the referees make the call. Step up and take a charge, take a charge. They call it, they call it. But I didn't think it was a lot of change from last year as far as the way the game was called. Because we try to teach playing arm's length on defense without fouling. But I thought they did a good job. One of the things they do is attack the rim consistent, just dribble penetration, keep it spacing. We got to do a better job with our bigs and guard smaller guys like that, which we won't see a lot of smaller, 6'5", 6'6", power forward centers at this level. But I think our big guys did a very good job. Mainly Jarnell with some of those guys and moving his feet good tank.
Played by Robert Hubbs his first time out.
I thought he did a good job. One thing Robert always been was he could shoot the ball and around him he's explosive. The area for him to improve upon is his mid-range game, off the dribble, making plays that way, dribble penetration, finding guys when pressure, and attacking off the bounce. Moving in motion, setting screens, all those things. That's just a matter of time and process and picking it up. But he can shoot the ball. The thing that I like about him, I had to talk to him, I didn't think he was as aggressive. I think he's starting to play a lot better basketball now as opposed to earlier. Wasn't looking for a shot, wasn't very assertive, but I think he's doing it a lot more now. He's very aggressive looking for a shot, and we need that from him.
Is it a good sign when a guy gets his first college points on a dunk?
Robert?
Yeah.
Well, I think it is. I mean, that's, you know, I don't want to say that's who he is because he's a great athlete. He can make shots from the perimeter. But he's a guy that just plays the game. He plays within himself. He understands his role. He knows what he needs to do to be successful. But the thing I talked to him about a couple of weeks back, just being aggressive offensively, taking what the defense gives you.
What did you think about Darius, his first shot at this one today?
I thought it was solid. He has to get better defensively. I think that's the biggest area of concern when I'm dealing with Darius is defending. Has to really take pride in defending, play with passion. But he understands offense, he can make shots. And again, when you're not running any plays, just emotional offense, your guys got to get open for you in the wing. You got to have space, you got to have cuts, you got to read because we don't have a lot of A, B, C, D emotion. It's reads, cuts, and movements, just actions. And they run motions, so they know the cuts, certain angles. So he has to be aggressive in his cuts and screens. But I thought he did a solid job offensively. He didn't turn the ball over. He got to do a much better job defensively.
Did you feel like that first half kind of missed Antonio? I mean, I know it's hard to say since you haven't played a game, but defensively especially.
Yes, I think so. I think we're missing more just at the point guard offensively. Because we can make the adjustments defensively. I didn't think we were very aggressive in the first half defensively. I thought we were on our heels. But I think you miss him from the standpoint of not having him as a point. Trying to put Jordan at that position. He's probably going to spend maybe 3 or 4 days at it since Antonio's been out. When he's programmed to do a certain thing, all of a sudden you want him to run the team. It's just, that's not an easy thing to do. So hopefully we can get him back healthy so we can get rolling.
Anything, the update on it?
I think it's more day-to-day than anything. I think it'll be that Xavier game, but we'll see how it goes on Monday. We'll hold off tomorrow, we'll see how it goes on Monday.
Does he need to play that second game to be able to play against Xavier?
Oh, not at all. He's in the fold, but I like for him to play in that game if he's healthy enough to play. Just so he can get a feel for the pace of it, but also really run the team. I think for 3 years he split minutes as a point guard position. Sometimes, most of the time, he probably played off the ball. So now as a point guard and running your team, knowing the system that plays, because when you're out of practice, there are a lot of plays you go over. He has to be aware of his plays, because once we hit November 12th, we'll call plays in the game, so he has to know his assignments.
So you're still pretty optimistic he'll be ready to go?
I think so. I think so.
How much of Jarnell's big game today was his improved agility, and how much was having Jaron back?
I think a combination of both, because again, you're talking about two guys that can rebound the basketball. You're trying to double team one other one down into the rim. And it's hard to keep either one of those guys off the glass with just one guy boxing around. It's not an easy thing to do. But they understand each other. They have a good feel with playing with each other. They know when the guys down, they know how to read them. So that part is good, but I think it helps both guys, because it's hard to double team one guy with another guy with the way he rebounds the ball.
And how much improvement have you seen in Jarnell's
I think really just the weight loss, but also the focus. Wanting to be the best player he can become. Really take care of the basketball. It's one thing he's always done. Even when being pressured and double teamed, he does a good job of taking care of the basketball. But just his shot and his follow through around the rim, he's got better with his touch around the rim.
Does anybody like Armani or Montre help themselves today?
Well, Armani's been out because of injury. This is actually, he's been out 3 or 4 days, and he just played today, so he didn't practice for 3 or 4 days. So I thought he did a good job with that ankle injury. I thought he did a good job moving, but you can tell he was a step slow, because he's a guy that's always cutting and moving. But I can see he was a step slow out there. I thought the one thing about Montre, he's a really good team player. He took advantage of the minutes that were presented to him. When I was played hard and competed, man, I must be getting ready for the football game. But I thought he did a good job with the minutes that were presented.
Quentin was the only guy that didn't play. Was there some reason he didn't get on?
Keep pushing. Keep pushing. He's a good guy. Keep pushing.
I guess other than what Sharon brings to the basketball side of things, was it nice to just see him back out there with the stuff he had to go through this offseason?
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, I just think when you have all your parts and you can push the way you need to push, I think the only thing that you're missing at this point, Quentin Cheever's possible in the rotation, also Antonio. But somebody's injured somewhere all the time. You got to make adjustments. I just think the biggest adjustment, not having a point guard consistency out there, because you run offense, everything kind of flows from those guys and through those guys. When you don't have them, you have to make adjustments. It's not easy, but it's good having them out there. I just, for Jerron, just getting the rust off, being out so long, getting the game under his belt, now getting ready for the next game, I think it'll be good for him.